back to Reading with Mo. Today I wanted to share with you guys 12 book to movie adaptations that are going to be coming out in the pretty near future, I would say within the next year, that I'm interested in. I want to share with you guys, and you can all just keep them on our radars and see if they are doing these books any justice in these adaptations. These are not going to be in any particular order, but these are all books that I've already read and that I think you should read the books too before the movie comes out. That way we can discuss them after. Some of these are movies and some of these are TV shows. If there's an official release date for any of these, I will share them with you guys, but if there's not, then I'll just let you know like what the estimated release date is going to be. First up, we have The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. This movie is coming out on Netflix in the fall of 2025. Keira Knightley is the main star of this movie. While on a luxury cruise for a travel assignment, a journalist witnesses a passenger toss overboard late one night, only to be told that she must have dreamed it, as all passengers are accounted for. Despite not being believed by anybody on board, she continues to look for answers and ends up putting her own self in danger. I am so ready for this to come out on Netflix and to have a cozy night at home watching this. I read The Woman in Cabin 10 years ago when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. I know there's some people who didn't enjoy the book so much, but that wasn't me. I really enjoyed the book when it came out. Next we have probably the one that is my most anticipated out of all of these 12, and that is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This book is coming out November 20th. 2026. So unfortunately, this is the one with the first out release date. This actually comes out the day after my birthday, and I'm so excited to go watch it. I feel like maybe I will go do a midnight showing, which I have not done for any movie in a long time. So you can tell I'm very excited for this book. The prequel, the second prequel that we're receiving for the Hunger Games series, and the casting, I'm sure I'm probably gonna have a picture up at this point in the video of who they have cast for this movie. I feel like it's just chef's kiss. It's so perfect. And this book is the story of Panem 24 years before Katniss's stories in the Hunger Games original trilogy. And it starts out on the morning of the reaping of the 50th Hunger Games, and we're watching a young Hamish Abernathy as he is participating in the games. This book definitely tore my heart out, but this is going to be so fun because of the fact that we get to see a lot of the characters from the original trilogy come back as their younger selves. So this is a book that, or this is a movie that I'm sure has a potential to be emotional, but we'll see how it goes. Next up, we have The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. This is going to be an 8-part TV series on Apple TV, but they haven't released the release date, unfortunately. No information I was able to find about it yet. The actress who is going to be starring in this show is Juno Temple. This book didn't come out too long ago. I didn't write it down, but I believe it was like within the past year in 2024, maybe towards the end. I remember I listened to this on audiobook and I enjoyed it. It was like my best book I've ever read, but I did think it would be something that would be more interesting to see visually as a story. So we're following our main character, Lauren, and she comes home to her flat in London late one night, and she's greeted at the door by her husband, Michael. There's only one problem: she's never seen this man before in her life. As she tries to figure out how she could be married to this person that she doesn't remember at all, Michael goes to the attic to change a light bulb and abruptly disappears. In his place, a new husband emerges. Realizing that her attic is creating an infinite supply of husbands, Lauren confronts the question: if swapping lives is as easy as changing a light bulb, how do you know you've taken the right path? So this was fun. Kind of has like that pattern of like that Groundhog Day type of trope where it's like the same thing over and over, but not technically like the same day over and over, but we're getting a reset every time one of the husbands goes into the attic and a new one comes down. I'm very curious to see how this goes. I think it has the potential to be done really well and in a humorous way. Next up, we have Victorian Psycho, and this is by Virginia Fato. The funny thing is, so far this year, only 2 books I've read have gotten 5-star ratings from me. Sunrise on the Reaping, and then this book I'm about to talk to you guys about now, Victorian Psycho. And both of them have book-to-screen adaptations, so I'm very excited about that. If only every 5-star read was guaranteed to come to the screen. This is being adapted into a film by A24 and is expected to start filming in March of 2025. This movie is going to star Maika Monroe as Winifred Naughty, who is the the main governess with hidden psychopathic tendencies in this movie. It's set in Victorian England and it takes place around Winifred Naughty, a governess who arrives at a remote Gothic manor and their house. While appearing to be an ordinary governess, she harbors a dark secret. She is a psychopath. As staff members begin to disappear, the owners of the estate start to suspect their new governess is not who she seems. The film explores themes of psychological horror and suspense within a Gothic setting. I really enjoyed this book. Like I said, I gave it a 5-star rating. I really enjoyed the writing style. I haven't read the other book by this author that was really popular a while ago. I think it was called something like Mrs. March, or something like that, but maybe I need to go back and read that one. Next is a classic that has been adapted many times, and this time it's Guillermo del Toro who's going to be adapting this classic, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This one is expected to come out in November of 2025, and I believe this one is on Netflix. And this movie is going to be starring Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac, and Jacob Elordi. A brilliant but egotistical scientist brings a creature to life in a monstrous experiment that ultimately leads to the undoing of both the creator and his tragic creation. I don't know the last time I actually seen a Frankenstein adaptation. It's not really something that I seek out a lot, but I think that this has a really good potential to be a very interesting adaptation. This movie is going to be coming out on Netflix, and there is a trailer currently out that you can watch for it. And I normally don't have the highest of expectations for Netflix movies, but the cinematography from the trailer makes this look very promising. Next up, we have Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro, and this movie right now is in post-production. It's expected to come out sometime in 2025, and it's going to be starring Natasha Lyonne, Jenna Ortega, and Amy Adams, or just a few of the stars that will be in this movie. Clara and the Sun is a science fiction novel, and it follows the solar-powered Clara, an artificial friend that carefully watches over Josie, who's a sickly child that chooses her to be her companion. These artificial friends are meant to alleviate loneliness in teenagers, and Clara is trying to help her person, who's Josie, and who's struggling with a mysterious illness. This is a dystopian science fiction book / movie now, and those are some of my favorite ones to watch. I remember when I first read the book, when it first came out, I thought it was good, but I wasn't super blown away by it. I didn't love it. It wasn't like a super standout book to me personally, but I think that adapted for the screen, I might like this story better. Many people love Kazuo Ishiguro's books, and that was my first time experiencing the author, but I do want to give another one of his books a try. Next up, we have Washington Black by Essie Eduyan. This is a book-to-movie adaptation that already has a trailer out. It's in fact coming out July 23rd, 2025. So as of posting this, we have less than a month to go, and I watched the trailer for this. I am so excited. I loved Washington Black when it came out, and back when it came out, I went to the San Francisco Bay Book Fest, and I was able to get my copy signed by the author and to meet her. And I'm just so excited this movie is coming out, or a show, I should say. It's actually going to be a show. This is going to be an 8-episode miniseries, and it's going to be on Hulu, like I said, July 23rd. And Sterling K. Brown is going to be in this miniseries, and he is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors, so I'm really excited to see this. It's following the story of George Washington Black, and it takes place in the 19th century, and he's an 11-year-old boy on a Barbados sugar plantation, and he has to flee after a gruesome death turns his life upside down. I hope they release all the episodes at once, because I just really want to binge this. If they release them one at a time, I am going to be so upset. I just have no patience. I just want to binge watch it all at once. Next up, we have The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, the follow-up sequel, kind of controversial sequel, as everybody kind of was like, we don't need this, by Margaret Atwood. I read The Testaments when it first came out, and I enjoyed it. I read The Handmaid's Tale. I watched the show. I am going to watch The Testaments when it comes out for sure. It's currently in production, sticking with Hulu still, and it's based on the novel that came out in 2019 by Margaret Atwood, and it takes place 15 years after the events of the original series, and it follows new characters in Gilead. So I feel like I can't really say too much in case you guys haven't seen or watched or plan to watch The Handmaid's Tale. Maybe just skip forward like 20-30 seconds. This show is going to be following 3 women. So like 3 women that it follows could potentially be a spoiler. So like I said, skip ahead if you don't want to know who the show is going to be following. It's Agnes, a Gilead-born teenager Daisy, an orphan from Canada, and Aunt Lydia, a familiar figure from The Handmaid's Tale. There's no official release date for the Testaments yet, but it has been confirmed that it's going to be made and it's currently in production. Next up, we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, a book that I knew they were going to make into an adaptation because The Martian just did so well and Matt Damon starred in that adaptation. Ryan Reynolds really is in everything, and he is the one who's going to be starring in this book movie adaptation. We're following the story of an astronaut, Ryland Grace, who wakes up on a space station with no recollection of who he is or what his mission is. As his memory slowly returns, he soon learns that he was sent to the Tau Ceti solar system to reverse the impact of a space event that has already hurled Earth into the early stages of an ice age. As details of the mission unravel, he must call on his scientific training and sheer ingenuity, but he may not have to do it alone. I really enjoyed listening to this as an audiobook when it came out, and the movie for this is supposed to be coming out on March 20th, 2026. Next up, we have 7 Days in June by T.O. Williams. I really enjoyed this book when it came out. This is going to be turned into a TV series for Prime Video, and Felicia Pride is going to serve as the showrunner, writer, and executive producer, and the author T.O. Williams is also going to be an executive producer. It's expected to have a late 2025 release date. It's following the story of two writers, a single mom, and Eva and isolated Shane. Their paths cross at a literary event in New York City, and they pretend not to know each other even though they spent a romantic weekend together about 15 years ago and have been using their books to write to each other ever since. Throughout the next 7 days of the summer, Eva feels conflicted, wanting to push Shane away and wanting to ask why he broke her heart in the first place. Next, we have Transcendent Kingdom by Yaa Gyasi. This one is being adapted by Sony, and they're turning it into a television series. It's currently in development, and Yvonne Orji is set to produce it. We're following the story of Gifty, who is a neuroscience PhD candidate grappling with her family's history of addiction and depression and her conflicting beliefs in science and faith, especially within the context of a family's struggle with addiction and mental illness. The story is rooted in Ghanaian American culture and explores the immigrant experience, alienation, and the search for meaning in the face of loss and trauma. Last, but certainly not least, we have Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. This is being developed into an 8-part TV series by BBC, and the author is also the lead writer, director, and executive producer. It's a love story set in London that explores themes of Black masculinity and identity. The book was first published in 2021. I read it and I really loved the author's writing. The book's not super long, but I enjoyed it, and the author also released another book recently I have not had a chance to get to yet, but I hope to very soon. This movie is going to be telling the story of a young Black British couple, a photographer and a dancer, and their evolving relationship against the backdrop of systemic racism in London. This one doesn't have an expected release date yet, but I'm hoping that it will be very soon. So those are all 12 book to movie / TV series adaptations that I'm excited for that are going to be coming out recently. There's a lot of other ones that I came across in my research as well, but they're just not that definite yet. There's not that much information on them yet, so I'll wait and maybe do another one of these maybe in like another 6 months once those ones have a little bit more information I can share with you guys. Let me know if there's any that I missed that are coming out this year for sure, because I will keep my eye out for them and watch them as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me and my channel. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!